Welcome to a new Team CGC 9.8 video. Today I have 5 9.8 comics that are dropping in value. And it's pretty easy nowadays to find some comic books that are falling in price. And even like on our most recent videos, it just seems like we're talking about, comic books that are dropping in value quite often. But let's have a look here at the list. So first one up, it's a Joker #2 in the Hairsine variant in a 9.8. Yeah, this one really surprised me like late last year. I saw this one sort of sell in that $400 to $500 range in a 9.8. Admittedly, then it was like a hot new comic book, and I always say like if you wait 6 to 12 months, you're probably going to get a better deal on a book like that. Well, we're probably about 8 months after that kind of time frame of late last year, and I'd recently saw an auction for this one sell for $270. So $270, so much better than kind of getting in there when this one was hot at $400 to $500. So in this Hairsine variant, there's 227 9.8s in a blue label. 93% is the 9.8 ratio. So, if you really like this one, maybe you want to get in there at 270. It's cooled down quite a bit. I have a feeling, give this one like 6 months or so, and another 6 months, it might cool down to kind of 225. It is the more rare variant, so maybe I don't see it getting under 200. But, certainly a Joker #2, the Hairsine variant in the 9.8 is dropping in value with that most recent sale at $270. Okay, next one. One I do have, luckily, Ultimate Follow for in a first printing. Yeah, I was following an auction on eBay that had ended for $2,550. Yeah, just a few days ago. Auction for this one in the first print 9.8 white pages, $2,550. So this one's cooling down. It was like, January, February earlier this year. There were some like Across the Spider-Verse teasers and, all the related books heated up, this one included. They were selling for about $3,500 during that time. This one going for $2,550. And just another example of like all the things we talk about quite a bit. Like, you really want to be patient if there's some teaser or trailer or rumor that just dropped that everyone's kind of excited about. Lots of times it just takes like, 4 months, I guess in this case. It hasn't even really been 6 months. 4 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, whatever time frame it takes for them to cool down, you get a better deal. Even on a premier book like an Ultimate Fallout 4, there's 3,166 9.8s in a blue label. 25.7% is the 9.8 ratio. So this one, cooled down about $1,000. It's one in the modern age that you want to target if you're investing in comic books. So I think it is one you do want to buy on a pullback. It's done so well. Like I bought mine in late 2019. It was $360, like just before this one really started to heat up. And wow, they went, 2.5 years later, maybe they went up to 3,500. Now they're 2,550. If you want to be strategic, maybe this cools down a little bit closer to 2,000, 2,200. But I think at that point, if you didn't have one and you were pretty serious about 9.8 comics, you'd want to get in there on an Ultimate Fallout 4 with, Spider-Man just having that special appeal and first appearance of Miles Morales on this one. And yeah, if you don't got it, I wouldn't even blame you if you kind of got in there around 2,500 right now. Okay, next one is a Nova #1 in a 9.8. Great 9.8 collector item from 1976. We did document a recent sale on this one that went for $1,900. That surprised me, one reason because it looked amazing. This specific copy was great center and great colors. But there were some, whispers, rumors, I don't even know if they were confirmations, I don't follow it too closely, that there's going to be a Nova MCU movie coming eventually. During that time, this was maybe February or March or something like that, $2,508 I saw Nova #1 in a 9.8 go for. And there were quite a few other sales right around that, price. So another great example of you wait a couple months, you're patient, $1,900, so much better than paying $2,500 after a rumor. There's 514 9.8s for a Nova 1, and 7.6% of all graded copies are 9.8. So an older book, but you like to see that a great 9.8 ratio on a Nova #1. So you know what, I think you could probably get in there if you're a big Nova fan. It's definitely a better time to buy right now than it was after, directly after those, rumors. Alrighty, next one is a Batman Vengeance of Bane special #1. I do talk about Vengeance of Bane quite often, but the prices are pulling back recently. I saw one sell for $491. Also saw one sell for $567. Yeah, you go back, and I think it's because of the Batman movie was out. Admittedly, pretty much every Batman key issue was maybe 10 or 20% higher. When the Batman movie came out, Vengeance of Bane, no difference. They were around 700 during that period. With that $491 though, I think that's a steal. Like, whoever bought that one got a great price at that under $500 price. So yeah, Batman Vengeance of Bane is a great Batman 9.8 if you're a Batman fan, and one to think about grabbing as it cools down. If you can get it under 500, absolutely. I'd be even willing to pay if it just looked great, nice centering, and nice scans, like you knew what you were getting. I'd be willing to pay up to $575 for a Batman Vengeance of Bane special #1 in a 9.8 right now. 1,168 9.8s for Vengeance of Bane, 30.9%. The 9.8 ratio for that one. Okay, last one. An Amazing Spider-Man 252. I've really recommended this one since the channel started, and you know, there's some people on the team that grabbed this one for $350, $400 way back when, in the first year of, you know, in 2019, 2020, when I had the channel starting out. And this is one that's cooling down and pulling back, and it's always just a bit of a no-brainer. So, you know, worth talking about as it cools down. A recent sale, $1,377. So last year, like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, the Venom 2 movie, this kind of gets a little action off of both of those movies. This was in a direct edition around $200. Oh yeah, I bought mine out, I forgot. Got the newsstand edition in this one as well. But the prices there were in the direct edition. And I hadn't saw 1,300, like, yeah, under 1,500 in quite a long time. So I think this is just one you want to think about if you can get it under 1,500 right now. There's 1,477 9.8s in the blue label, so a one of 1,477. 9.2% is the 9.8 ratio. So that's over time has been ticking down. It used to be, when I bought mine, it was like 11%. So the lower the better with the 9.8 ratio. So it's getting tougher in a 9.8 as more become graded. And yeah, it was 2,000 last year during the Tom Holland movies. If you can get it on, or you know, around this 1,377 price in a direct edition, I think Amazing Spider-Man 252 is just a no-brainer buy right now as it cools down a little bit. Okay, so it seems like we've been dropping in value videos every day almost, because yeah, you know, we look at the Comic Link sales and the eBay sales, and they are you know, a little bit soft compared to, yeah, certainly like 6 months ago, and a year to a year and a half ago was kind of the peak of the hot, you know, COVID stimulus check comic book market. So prices have really cooled down since then. But yeah, hopefully you got some ideas with a short list of some 9.8s that are dropping in value. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. If you're liking my content, please subscribe and hit that bell, and I'll keep you updated on future videos.